And that process is how you give birth to quality.
Hey, first things first, when I pop, I'ma get your hoe thirsty. I sign my paycheck in cursive, I'm worthy. Hoes in the VIP, always talking about my fashion. I tell her watch her tone, baby Keem ain't no virgin.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Zay back with another banger, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much today, as you guys can see by the title, today's video is gonna be quantity over quality, or quality over quantity. You know, in the comment section below, tell me which side you guys pick and why, and I'm gonna give you guys my thorough opinion about quality versus quantity. All right, so for me, I would say quality means that you put all your time and effort to come up with a designated piece of art, right? And then quantity means that you're giving a lot of, art in general. Whether it's perfect or it's not perfect, quantity just means that you're giving a lot of something, right? And in my opinion, if I would have to pick out of those two, I would definitely pick quantity, all right? The reason why I would pick quantity is simply because I used to always pick quality before. The problem with quality is that there's always the next best thing, right? There's always a level that you're not at that someone else is at something. I'm trying to be very broad about the subject. There's always going to be something where you're at a certain level and the professional at what you're doing is at this level. And you're just overwhelmed with how much quality they offer. Now, I'm going to give a shout out to one of my favorite YouTubers when it comes to quality, which is Peter McKinnon. Now, Peter McKinnon's quality for me in comparison to every other YouTuber I watch is up here. Now, the difference is the computer he edits on, the cameras he used, the lightings he used, the devices he used, his overall skill, his overall knowledge of his craft, which is photography and videography. Now, I am years behind him, literally. He's way older than me. He spent a lot more time doing this before me. The difference is that if I were to put myself in Peter McKinnon's past and try to, compare him in his past to him in his present, it would be two completely different people. The problem is trying to compare myself at the beginning stages of being a photographer and being a videographer to him at his current stage now is night and day. They're worlds apart. So it's unfair to even compare myself to that, because if you compared himself in the past to himself in the present, it's the same comparison. When you're looking at these celebrities or these superstars or the people that are at the top of your niche, when you look at those things, it can be overwhelming trying to create something right now that's just as good as what they're creating right now, because it takes more than just right now to have created that. And that's why I get into quantity. It actually took me years before I realized that quantity is what I actually needed, because quantity is practice. Quantity is more steps. Quantity is repetition. When I stopped thinking about overall quality and trying to make every single piece as good as who I look up to, and started focusing on getting better every time I try, I started to progress and get closer to the quality that I wanted. Repetition, which is quantity, which equals the amount of effort put in to get the ultimate quality that you want, is what really matters. Because it took Peter McKinnon or Kanye West or Jay-Z or Drake, it took them a lot of doing it. It took a lot of repetition. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, it is very much so quantity that I would have to choose, just because I know that quantity equals the quality that you're looking for. I know those may say, oh no, but some people just put out a whole bunch of crap. Let's think about Playboy Cardi. Let's think about, Lil Uzi. Let's think about, Trippie Redd. But then when you also think about these guys, let's think about Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Lil Wayne put out a lot of music. Let's think about Young Thug. Young Thug put out a lot of music. Now, because of them trying so hard, even though they just gave whatever they had in the moment, they gave the minimalist effort, because they did it so much, they're actually giving you more effort than you think. If you combine every single song that they've ever made or every single time they freestyled into one timeline, that amount of effort is probably gonna match or even surpass someone who sat there for years to make that one song a hit. Because of how much they do it, their effort is pretty much equivalent, if not surpassed that, because they get in the rhythm of continuously trying and improving. And ultimately, their quality over the course of years is maximized because they're not just sitting there trying to fit it all into one piece, and if that's not the piece, they give up. They're like, you know what, I don't care how it sounds now. I'm so focused on what it's gonna sound like later. And there was a point in even Peter McKinnon's documentaries that I've watched where he was like, when he first got his first camera, he didn't care what he shot. He shot everything. He shot whatever he wanted, he just did whatever he wanted and recorded it. And over years and years and years of doing that, then he wanted to edit, then he wanted to perfect it, then he wanted to stay. He noticed how important lighting was, how important different cameras were, how important lenses were. And then he began to fall in love with getting better. And I feel like when you focus on giving the best quality in comparison to the biggest guys, you do yourself a disservice because you don't allow yourself to develop into the person that can create the type of quality that you're looking for. Because everyone that you're looking up to and everyone that you're following after went through a process of failing. They went through a process of trying, giving their effort that they had in the moment and critiquing it for the next moment. And over time, finding out what works. So for me, if I had to honestly choose what I valued more, I would definitely choose quantity over quality. Simply because quantity equals quality. Well, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys liked this video. I hope it motivated you to get started on the things that you've been procrastinating or get started on the things that you've been trying to perfect. It is very easy to be a perfectionist, but it is very hard to allow yourself to fail and get better after watching what you've done. And that process is how you give birth to quality. Alright, so if you guys like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications to get more of your boy. And with that being said, you will see your boy later.
Pull up on the block on the street, KKK on my feet. That nigga bring he ain't eating in weeks. That boy eating his feet. Right now, that boy having a feast. Can't eat bon appetit. Cook up, shop for your D. I turn up the one and be like a leaf. It's a new year, but I'm making a leap.